long-term relationship. What it do? What's the dinner? We in the streets tonight because if you don't know the whole art of freestyle, it comes from the block. When this dude gave the name, him, and Freezy, the dude back there working the gadgets, because his voice is, because he been cooking so much, his voice need a break. You're gonna see him today. When they gave up the name Freestyle, we were sitting there kicking it like, yo, what we want the name to be. And this dude said, it's got to be from the streets. It's got to be edgy. It's got to be raw. We're about to cook tonight. We're about to cook tonight because, first of all, we are Knicks Freestyle. We're on the Blorange Tears network. You can find us at 7:30 now. I thought we was 8 o'clock, but FreeKeith Freezer says 7:30. Lights still out. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the night freestyle where we had to go find the lights, or we just went to the corner. It was dark. You ain't even know who was spitting. But hold up, we got some sunlight tonight. Don't worry. In 2 months we won't. Please smash that like button. Beat up the subscriptions. I need y'all to. For Uncle Freeze. We're going to cook tonight because we are Knicks Freestyle, and I'm telling you what I'm feeling. I know we haven't won no championships. I know we have not, signed the player you want. But let me tell you what I got to be honest, that this man has been saying, who got with Uncle Freezy and created this show. He said, there's a plan, and they're sticking to it. It ain't your plan. You might not like it, but you don't get paid by Dolan to do it. This is this job the man is going to do. And to date, you can't say we've gone backwards. Now, I am shocked. I want to kick it tonight. I want to read the chat. I'm curious that RJ Barrett was up for trade. That means RJ Barrett. Let me tell you something. If they waited until after the trade to sign, or maybe they wanted to go over the cap, because remember, we have his bird rights, and this would then prove. So there's two theories. I'm glad I thought it. I thought the second one up on the fly, and I'm gonna let you hop in. There's two theories that potentially RJ Barrett was going to get traded, or we wanted to get Mitchell's contract in first, maybe any other salaries we got in first, and Dolan was willing to pay whatever to go over the cap, and he could pay for whatever for RJ. He just have to pay luxury tax on it. Probably Dolan didn't mind that. By the way, this is Knicks Freestyle. I am the Ghetto Intellect. That was a little long monologue that lets you know how we're going to cook tonight. And I introduce you to the genius who thought this thing up, who got with Freezy and invited me in. His name is
FreeKeith. Let's do it. Look. FreeKeith! Let's do it. Look, man. You guys all know my takes. I know my stance. Be patient. Look at the little things. Step back and look at the little improvements and take a different evaluation. Every little move wasn't the move that you wanted to do. but still evaluate the moves. You know what I'm saying? Even in their plan came some hiccups, but they built into their plan escape routes. Like, I've been in this Knicks fan, torture for over 20 years. Over 20, a good 25, 30. Nah, yeah, 25. A good 25.
Next year, I'll have 40 years in of a Knicks fan.
Definitely. And I was just about to say that. And I know that there's some who've been in the pain longer than me. But I tell you one thing I haven't seen during my lifetime. And I'd be willing to bet dime to dollar for those who've been a Knicks fan in the pain a little bit longer than me, they haven't seen it either. I've never seen this organization in a position, in a trade position for a star and be in a position of leverage, because A, they have all that, they have the most of what's necessary to get that deal done, more than any other team in the league. And two, they can walk away. I've never seen our organization in that position. Never seen it. And I think we don't really take into account the seriousness of some of the little things that had to happen to get us to this point. When was the last time you heard the word dysfunctional associated with the Knicks? Yeah, it's been a couple seasons. Y'all taking that for granted. Y'all thought it just disappeared. It just disappeared out of nowhere. Like, oh, well, it just ran its time. Like, we've been wearing that tag for 20 years and it just ran its course. Nah, that happened very intentionally, and y'all taking it for granted, because that's the first thing that had to happen for us to get here. It's the small wins. I still say they weren't all the trades that they weren't all the big smashing blockbuster trades that every fan wanted. But Leon hasn't lost the trade yet. And to me, I look at those things. To me, those things are the building blocks of something bigger. Everybody want to push, like we want to go from the worst team in the last 20 years in the league to the best team in a season. You're not doing it fast enough. I dig it. That's our part. We got to provide pressure. That's our part. So I'm just glad we got a front office that let us do our part and ignore us while they doing their part. Because that's how it's supposed to go. Our voice should not be ringing bells and making moves happen in the front office. That's not power, that's stupidity. And that's been our front offices for the time internal. Nothing's ever good gonna happen that way. Why? Because if you listen to the fans, if the fans make you nervous and you make your moves based on the fans, the cats who don't have any basketball, that don't have any inside knowledge and don't get paid to do your job, you're gonna get fired. Like every administration has done up until this point. I say this to say that. I say that to say this, brothers and sisters, brethren, sistren, yo. Oh, yeah, the customer has a voice. But the voice, you should only be listening to the voice in terms of quality control. You shouldn't be using the voice to make the executive decisions that voice knows none of the background information about.
So before we kick it with the chat, let me see.
Wait, hold on. I ain't done my rant. Just give me a couple
because you started talking to the chat. I ain't know.
My fault. It's my eye. It's my eye. I have this lazy eye, and I just caught that line. I caught that line while I was with you. But let me finish my rant. There's a lot of reason right now to be positive. And what do I preach all the time? G.I.? Positivity, yo. We gotta. That's a narrative we as fans gotta change. Yo, I used to be a negative fan. So I understand where it comes from. I'm not even blaming y'all. I'm not even, because it took somebody else actually showing me some little points of light and this, that, and the other that pulled me out of that. The energy from this side is going to be important, brothers and sisters. It's going to be important. You get out what you put in. You gotta put some positive expectations into this. You got to. So, like, if you need any help doing that, I advise you to take a step back and look at the little things. Look at the things that have happened with this administration that hasn't happened. I'm talking about the good things that haven't happened in the administrations that we've seen over the last 2 decades. Yo, I foresee good times, and that's whether we make this trade or not. That's the beauty of this. Go ahead, yo. Let's rock. Let's go.
What an amazing opener. What a passionate opener.
Let's go.
And you never once said I told you so. So the humility,
it's not even about that. I want the wins, yo. I know y'all call this woo-woo or whatever, this, that, and the other, but energy is important, yo. My whole purpose being here is to try to convert people to positive fans. Why? Because selfishly, I need that positive energy. I need the team to get that positive energy because I feel like it helps.
So I have probably not had any amazing memory. 99 was good. I got to admit. Going to tell everybody he was the AC and got to the championship, even if you lost. So what? We was the AC, right? But it hasn't been nothing to remember since 94. You know, I could tell you Christmas Day in 94, right? You say the 15s, but I didn't like the way Melo played ball. But I don't want to go there. I don't want to get into any specific areas. I'll give
you that one playoff run with Stat that he Charles Smithed it up.
That he punched the one he punched.
That year could have been a good year, yo.
The one he punched the glass.
I hate Stat for that, yo. I wanted to put my hands around his neck, bro. Like
that felt like more Nick dysfunction to me, honestly.
That was pure Nick dysfunction, bro.
And that's what I wanted to say. I'm trying to piggyback off you and talk about last time I could remember no dysfunction, because that was your question, right? So I want to respond. The fact that we said we were going to sign a player, the media said that we were going to sign a player. I won't even repeat the players. We've all knew that we were going to sign X player, and on the first day of free agency, X player signed somewhere else, which basically dictated to us that we weren't even in the running. We weren't even getting visits with guys that we said we absolutely had to have to get 5 years of dysfunction, 10 years of dysfunction, 15 years of dysfunction, 20 years. We're pushing on 25 years of straight dysfunction, 30 years. In 2 years, it'll be 30 years. I marked 94. Oh, crazy. In 2 years, it'd be 24. It's the last time I was truly, people were afraid of me. When I walked in as a Knicks fan, it was like, oh, here they go. They're going to try to come and knock the Broadway bullies. And so I'd rather see a slow burn
than no burn.
Because a slow burn, even as a fan, if I keep kicking it down the road, this thing falls apart again. If we get to become the laughing stock after today, if after this conversation, the New York Knicks become the laughing stock of the NBA, well, then it will my Knicks fandom and my lifespan will have been for naught. Like, we cannot fail this time. So if it means we need to kick the can a little bit from a business perspective, but while kicking the can, let me say this. Our problem last year is we didn't have a point guard, and we brought in one of the top 5 efficient point guards in last year's NBA. That's facts. Whether his name is sexy or not, whether he was a friend of the family or not, the fact of the matter is I get upset about that stuff too, because I want to see them go out and wheel and deal. And then I look, I know, because I'm begging.
Because we have in our mental framework a way that we think things are supposed to go. You hire an agent to be the president of your team who's been around the league for the last 30 years. You hire him because of his connections and relationships. That's the whole game is about, who got the most and the best connections and relationships. You can't then be mad at the cat or say that he's not doing his job because he's exercising his connections and relationships.
Well,
if
then
I had a relationship to Michael Jordan and I was the president of the Knicks and got Michael Jordan over to the Knicks, you think anybody would give a damn that he was my nephew?
Well, then it becomes, I wake up and say, okay, is Leon Rose moving quick enough for me? And I sit back and say, I just started a new business. How dare somebody tell me I ain't moving quick enough for them when before yesterday this wasn't getting done at all? I'm the only one getting that done. And now I'm going to get here, get some work done. Y'all giving me good reviews. Y'all telling me things are getting better, but you're going to tell me I ain't working quick enough. But you see me working 12 hours a day. You see me willing to drive 5 hours a day to get from this client to that client to this client, hustling like I'm on the block, doughboy, pushing a certain level of services. And y'all going to tell me I ain't moving quick enough? So Leon Rose, my only fear is this. I have 2 fears, and I'm going to wait to put them out. I'm going to wait till after the 8 o'clock hour, then we could cook, because I think we need to stay on this for a little while longer. But I do have 2 fears that I am going to put out, and you can address them. I think that'll get us through the 8 o'clock hour. But I think you have a chance. You should have a right to respond to what I have to say.
No. I just wanted to shout out the Jay Beasley with the super chat. I must be roll the color purple because it's good to see you all back. Yo, man, Jay Boogie, I still got the bail money, gangster. I still got it. It's yours. Let's do it. Just get busy.
Jay Boogie, I appreciate you so much. Man, listen, big bro to this thing to me. Invited me to Mad Games, bought tickets to me to Mad Games. We're going to connect, bro. Super chat is more Kaiser Sose. I agree with FreeKeith. Most fans are below average to average in their daily lives, but they think they know more than people who are experts in the field. The front office is stable. Salute to everyone. Kaiser Sose.
Bim.
Kaiser Sose.
Kaiser Sose.
718 Brooklyn in the build.
Bim.
So who am I to say how fast that Rose should work? And that's why I left it the softball for you to hit it out the park.
Well, I'll go you one better. I feel like our idea of how long greatness is supposed to take is skewed. I hear cats talking like Rose was in charge of the front office for the last 20 years. The last 22 years. Like they talk as if like he's been holding up the progress so that long. Y'all expect this man to make us a championship team in what, the 2.5 seasons that he had since we were the worst team in the NBA? For decades? Y'all expected him to do that in 2.5 seasons? I stand here and I look back at it now, and I'm actually slightly impressed and amazed that we are even at the point of seriousness that we are right now. Nobody wasn't taking us seriously 2.5 seasons ago when we was a 21-win team and thought we had the nerve to think we was getting KD. Mills and Stephen A had us thinking we was gonna get KD. We supposed to be the most intelligent, the most intelligent fan base who know ball of all the fan bases. We really got duped into thinking a 21-win team was gonna get KD and Kyrie in free agency. We were the laughing stock again. Again, the laughing stock. I feel like there's something in me that just, that veil is lifted though. That veil is lifted. Angel, this deal would have been done right now. This deal would have been done already, and we'd have Spider right now if Leon would have fell for the Knicks tax that Ainge was trying to exercise on us. Nah, it's a new day. It's a new day, and that's that speed that you think is not there. I would actually have you guys step back and evaluate it differently. How quickly did you really think we would get from the bottom to the top? And I'm not even saying we at the top. How quickly did you think we was going to get from the bottom to the top? How quickly did you think any president, front office would have gotten us from the 21-win team? And I'll even give you the team that we was last season, and it was a losing season, to a 37-win team. And that was a losing season. A losing season, and still the second highest win total in our last 9 years. Y'all ain't looking at y'all. Y'all have to look at the entire forest, yo. Don't look at the one bad tree. You have to take into account the entire forest. We're in a good place, and I think the steady patience that these guys have had and that they do have is the thing that's most beneficial to us. One more thing. Cats was clowning. What were they saying? What were they saying after we came out of each of those draft classes they had? Leon is hoarding picks. He didn't pick such and such, so he could hoard picks. And those picks that he hoarded, wow, they have put us right in the position that we're in right now. So somebody knew something. Somebody was planning something.
Well, I am just, I guess, intrigued by the future. I'm impressed with what the future holds because Leon Rose went to the table with his guns. He laid them on the table, and he said what he was leaving with. Ainge laid his guns down, and you know what? They decided to say, you know what? We'll fight another day. But Leon Rose ain't leave no punk. And honestly, Danny Ainge had no backup plan. So his bluff got called. Again, I'm going to think positive because you just want to be the first one to catch the conspiracy theory. I'm actually going to be Chump next year, at least until I think Christmas, and give these guys a chance because the next team that wants to move on from their star player and decides to want to redevelop and start all over from the ground, it's going to want draft picks. The Knicks already proved when draft picks is the conversation, there's no one at the table but us. Hence why when we walked away, Danny Ainge, he can bluff all he wants. He could talk around and say, yo, Mike Jordan. The only ones at the table. I thought the Washington Wizards might be able to have something if Ainge was interested in KP, but he must not be interested in KP because I know they would trade KP. I know Beal was.
Even the last report, Cleveland is on the table. Next day, Cleveland was off the table. Grand opening, grand closing. We know what this is, yo. We have the most of what it is that they want. We know we could be any offer that they legitimately get. They're not getting any offers. They got to deal with us. And if they don't, we can still walk away and take a youth direction. That's the beauty of the leverage that we're in. I mean, of course, we want Spider. We want to take that route. but we don't have to subject ourselves to getting fleeced. We can legitimately go off in another direction that's a logical direction, that's not a bad one. We'll run off with Brunson and the youth that we have and see what we got there. There's going to be another trade or whatever in the horizon. I've never seen us in this kind of like we're on top of this joint, like, because we can walk away. We don't have to make this trade.
Nah, well, we're gonna I'm happy
this trade. Don't get me twisted. I want this trade to happen, but I also am not interested in the Knicks getting fleeced. I'm not one of those dudes make this trade happen by any cost. I'm not one of those dudes. I'd be willing to give up to 6 picks, but I'm not getting fleeced like some crazy offer like what Danny Ainge originally had.
And I think he asked the same thing of every team that came to the table. I think some teams said, okay, there was the Knicks tax that FreeKeith talks about. And they came in saying, okay, put that Knicks tax away. Here's what I'm offering. And they left the table quick. At least the Knicks stayed at the table for a long time. I am impressed with how I'm impressed with how Leon Rose was very meticulous in how he moved. And, if this is there was a method to the madness. He didn't look desperate in the whole process.
Does every day that goes by.
And you know what I give him a lot of props for, Keith? The fact that his demeanor remains the same. He isn't going, like you said. Go ahead, cook.
No, go ahead.
I need you to cook because 8 o'clock. I want to get to the sticky stuff.
Brother. Look.
No, I really was done.
So, like, those are all the little things. I don't think that, like, we're not giving cats know the numbers, they know the stats, they know this, but they're not looking at the little intangible joints that's going on. Like, Leon ain't telling us stuff because he don't have to. Leon is going to deliver us a product. And that's what he's considered. That's what he's focused on. He's delivering a product. And I love that attention. I love that no nonsense attention to the plan.
All right, well, now
messing with media, they not messing with fans, they working a plan. Like when I turned on Bleacher Report and saw that, RJ got that extension. And it wasn't no max extension, like Katz was telling me, like the money's not gonna work because RJ getting a max extension and this, that, and the other.
Well, now that, and give me a second, Keith. I know you're ready to cook, but now that who's Mark is in the chat, I think we have an obligation to give content that touches all the fans. So there is a rosy side to this. But at some point, there could be potential pitfalls. And the first pitfall is obviously, clearly, we're going with, I can't see us not going with Brunson, Fournier, or RJ, Randall, and Mitchell. And I like it. But I'm serious. I have serious concerns. And being a fan of who's Marks, I have serious concerns that Randall will behave himself with that. With serious concerns, I didn't say he won't, but I have serious concerns that he won't behave himself with that group, because now you have $300 million players on the field. You got $300 million players on the field. Randall and Brunson both have 20+% usage. We gotta share this basketball. This can't be no ISO ball and average defense and think this is gonna be a good team. Hold on one sec. Let me throw one more thing out there. Because if that happens, ISO ball with these caliber players who could play off each other, but Tibbs doesn't get them going, because I have concerns about Tibbs. That's number 2. I'll write these down for you and give you a chance to respond and cook. Because this is what the conversation needs to be the second half. First half was sweet, Keith, but this is freestyle. And freestyle ain't always, we ain't grow up with all daisy roses and daffodils. None of them flower stuff. We grew up in concrete, Keith. So the other number 1 is Randall, aka ball movement. Number 2 is Tibbs flexible enough to coach all this level of talent and get them to turn in. Number 3 for me, you know what? Start with them 2. I'm going to let you cook and I'm going to think of more as you go on. But it's time to start talking about both sides of the table.
Okay.
Number one is how do you get Randall, who didn't share the ball much last year, to share it now with this $300 million players on? I think that's the first time I said that. The Knicks have $300 million players in our starting lineup.
Yeah, all worth it. My judgment, right? It's weird because a lot of the same cats who judged Randall like he's trash based on this 1 year, those same cats were also the ones who said that people were too quick to jump on Brunson over his one stellar playoff year and playoff run. And I feel like you can't have it both ways. Randall, this is Randall's 9th year in the season. In the league. The things that we had a problem, or I should say, supposedly fans had a problem with Randall this 1 year, are not things that he has a history of. Like, I don't think that I think this year was more of an anomaly in terms of how he acted, which in my opinion was because he emotionally wasn't handling how he wasn't up to the snuff he thought he should be. I think it was his own failing that he was upset at and was not handling it right.
Let me do the super chat real quick. Let me do the super chat.
Yeah.
To our homeboy, Big Bro Parish Duggar.
P. Duggs.
Our smartest fans won't investigate Donovan Mitchell's loss of athleticism, like he's down from 44 dunks to 22 dunks last year. His 22 highlights have none. Rock out, FreeKeith.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to that, though. Like, actually, like, the type of shots that a player makes, some of that could have to do with, like, the actual coach changing some of the gameplay and the actual, like.
Oh, you didn't have to respond to the super sticker. You just had to keep going on what the ball movement's gonna look like. What are you saying?
My fault. I don't judge Randall harshly over his 1 year. If he was a younger player, if he was a player that had like maybe like 3 years under his belt and he came with that year, okay, cool. Like I'm worried that this is who he could be. Dude, 1 year out of 9 years, I'm not gonna go ahead and just project that that's who this player is. That's not fair. 1 out of 9 is an anomaly. No, I could be wrong.
No, I made a mistake and read the chat. Don't look. Why are you looking? Keep cooking. I'm sorry. You read my facial expressions, but Tony Spark is crazy. He kind of made me laugh.
Those cats who just look down at that playoff, at us being in the playoffs in 21. I like being in the playoffs. I'm a sportsman. So the teams that I like, I enjoy seeing them win. We didn't definitely go as far as I wanted to in the playoffs, but how dare I? We weren't in the playoffs for 8 years before that. How dare I look down at any playoff appearance? You ungrateful.
No, hey. The topic is what will because then the next topic is
I don't think Randall will be a problem. I think with a capable point guard that he respects, no problems. I don't see a lot of the ISO joint Brunson will have the ball in his hands too long or with too much control for Randall to ISO like he did. I just don't see a space for it to be able to happen. So I'm more of the camp that I actually think it's a higher degree chance that Randall will be better than he'd be worse. My opinion. Now on to Tibbs. So Tibbs comes off of what is this, his second or third coach of the year stint? And I hear cats talking about him like Tibbs is trash. Just like the front office, I feel had a plan, whether they communicated it to us or not. They had a plan and they're working it. I think the same of Tibbs. I think that those 2-a-day workouts that he had for the youth that we all heard about, how the young players had to be in there for 2 to 3 workouts, this, that, and the other. I think that Tibbs is very much preparing those guys like Quickly and Grimes and Obi to be the players that we want them to be. I think that we'll be surprised by Cam Reddish next season. I think that cats are not giving the Tibbs the actual respect that they need to give Tibbs for a person that's respected by everybody else in the actual league. But that's just me. That's just me. When you're a professional, respected among your professional peers, what the fans say about what they feel you're doing don't hold as much water to me. Just don't. Just and if Ainge wants 3 unprotected picks, go ahead and give it to him.
Yo, y'all read this super chat already? Because I can take it down if y'all didn't.
Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, respect, y'all. Respect. I didn't know. All right.
That's okay.
Yeah, read it.
So
I don't know if the kids are ready, but here's the beauty of it. We're in such a position that we can go ahead. If we can't get this deal done, we can go ahead and check out if the kids are ready. And it's a perfectly logical course of action or decision-making process at this stage of the game. I cannot say more how I think that we are not in a bad position at all. And we are not, and Ainge does not have the leverage over us in this particular. And Tibbs is I'm gonna say Tibbs wasn't the coach that I wanted.
So
wasn't the coach. I wanted Mark Jackson. Tibbs wasn't the coach that I wanted. But I'm going to tell you this, I'm not mad that he's here, and I think before long, he's going to make y'all love him.
So, question I have is, we gave Julius Randle technically $100 million before he really truly proved it. I think Brunson, he had a market. There was other people willing to give him $100 million. So you got to kind of suggest that he's probably worth it. Nobody was looking to give Julius Randle 100 million. I don't know what was going on with RJ. We're gonna find out in the long run. Question I have is, will RJ prove that he's $100 million player? Because if he does not, that will be the one contract that you're gonna have a hard time to move. And you know,
I
that
guarantee.
that could be an issue going forward. I gotta take a break for a second.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Gi. That if he doesn't prove to be this 100 million, you know what I'm saying, it's whatever. But like, we can't continue to kind of like hold cats hostage to these dollar figures before they show whatever it is that they need to show. Like, I'm not gonna hold it against RJ that he got this big contract until he shows me a reason to hold it against him. My assumption, last year was the end of his third season. He's gotten better every season. My assumption that isn't changing this season. Cool. So that's my expectation until he proves me otherwise. I think that the extension that he got was reasonable, and I love it. I like the extension that Randall got. I feel like even with cats not liking him and like him having a down year, as a 20 and 10 player, a 20 points, 10 rebound player, he's getting paid. He's getting paid what he should be getting paid. Like it's like there has been very little to dissuade me from the fact that I feel like not only has the front office made good trades, they've gotten very good deals from their players in terms of contracts. Everyone hated those Noel's contract and Burke's contract. Oh, too much money and tradable. I said it then, and look at what happened. Tradable if they needed to actually turn the knob on it. Tradable. They were out of here. Created cap space. Got Brunson. Like I feel like they're working very, very, they're working well. They're working well. I feel like we finally have an organization that is creating a machine. And that's not a very quick creation. And they're creating a machine one cog at a time. And I think like our coaching cog, our front office cog are definitely good cogs to have, and they're being very much underrated.
Well, I love it. That was an amazing response. And I'll be honest, with RJ's pedigree, it's just so many ways that he has that other players can't, that brings intangibles. I just hope he's able to be great next year. I really do. Hope he has
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just hope he has a really good season next year. And that's why I really don't want to do too much, because if RJ improves, that'll give some of the rookies the opportunity to get some good time and some good minutes and improve their wealth. And if something does shake free later, we'll have more assets than having to just go to the draft picks. And about 8:20, we're gonna do roll call, man, because it's lit in this joint, bro.
Oh, it's definitely lit. Yo, salute to y'all for being here, by the way. Like y'all making this hot. RJ, let me tell you, it's a weird thing about RJ. Not even a weird thing. I think like there's people who like RJ, there's RJ haters, this, that, and the other. My thing with RJ, and from the cats on the thread, they'll tell you the same thing because I say it verbatim. RJ cleans up his shooting around the rim, his shooting at the rim, and his free throws. On average, between missed layups and missed free throws, RJ leaves about 9 points on the floor every night. That's the average between his missed layups and missed free throws. RJ converts 4 points of those 9 points. 4 points of those 9 points. He's an all-star player. All-star. He's already 20 points per game. 4 points of those 9 points that he averages, like between those two things, missed layups and missed free throws. He salvages 4 points out of those 9 points. He's an all-star player. That ain't bad. That's not bad. Folks, that's not bad. That's actually quite good. Quite good. And that's with Randall already here. And that's with us being down. That's with, like, yo, like RJ is trending to be a very good player. And I would have traded RJ, and still would, but I would have traded RJ for Spider because they're too close in age. Spider's 25, he's 21. Like, that's too close in age for me to not take Spider over RJ. But like the thought of that young man playing with Spider and Brunson, who would probably help him increase his efficiency by getting him the ball to the spots that he prefers. Yo, it's a lot to be. It's a lot to be happy for.
And to my shitty gang member Kanye Pepper, that would be 95, not 93. Let's be accurate. If we're going shade, the Cowboys won the Super Bowl 95.
Let's get it right.
It's very important. If you're gonna be funny, be accurate. Listen to me. I am on the FreeKeith chain last year this time. It was hard to do. There were promises made in the summer, and the summer was horrible. This year, I knew what to expect, right? I did talk about setting expectations. Sounds like we might have stole a gem in Isaiah Hartenstein. And one thing, Hartenstein, right? And one thing I will say with Tibbs, the way I heard this kid can play, the way he likes to play, Tibbs likes to use his big man. He likes to put the ball in his big man's hand because then it gets the ball out of all the guards' hands. And Taj did that a lot. Taj would pop. And that's why Taj was getting jumpers because everybody was falling off. And it seems like Isaiah Hartenstein has a good jumpers and great moves, so they won't be able to play off. Listen, I do see a lot of positivity too. Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett in the pick and roll. I just think it's going to be some real upside, some real play that's challenging to every other team. We may not win all the games, but I think we'll be in every game. And I think that's the start. And if that starts to happen with Tibbs, if that starts to happen with Leon Rose, with Dolan Stoliona, well, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance to retort before we show these people some love and then get ready to close out for the night. I'm going to shut it down. I don't know if you wanted to. I was going to shut it down at 8:30. Yeah, because they're getting so much content. You just want to, get in, give it precise, and get out.
Don't worry. We setting up.
Oh, it's about to be
exclusive
sweet.
channel for the extra content though. But I'm gonna let that rock.
It absolutely is. And last night was today's show was just me and Keith was so just happy. You know how you don't get the microphone all together? You don't always we got the mic tonight. We got hot bars, we're the ones that all the celebs went first, and we kept missing our appointments. And then when we got there, cats was walking out the door, and they started peeking back in like, yo, they up there spitting. This is the Knicks Freestyle. This is the Blorange Tears Network. Uncle Freezy controls the keys to this kingdom, and we appreciate and trust them with all our subscriptions and cash apps and super chats and time coming up helping making this content so he don't have to make it on his own. Oh, you know what? From there, I got a segue to Infamous New King. That's an old school, one of them souls like ours. Julian Bloom, the old names is that Who Mark. That's how I gave you a shout out, bro. You know you be hard on me, but I still gave you a shout out. Parish Duggar, the biggest supporter of the Blorange Tears Network. Payback Carter, Tony Spark with the great troll earlier. Jet Life for Life. Hottest cayenne pepper. And only me and him know what that means. J. Randall Ewing, what it do? OJ Miles, what's up? Kanye, I had to give you that too. I forgot to give you that, Kanye. Chuck, my homie, my big bro. I saw you on the panel the other day, man. I appreciate you so much.
Man, beat it, Chuck.
Chuck, you one of the dudes that broke me into this game. I just, had probably a little more time with you than you and stay loyal to it. But I know if you could, you'd be right here rocking with us.
Pull up, Chuck.
Pudge Nice is a day one. Rolling. Sherwin, salute to Sherwin. Brings it a little controversial, but honestly, he's cut it back a little bit. And, I just appreciate him. I'm glad we was able to get over the humps we had. Corey Lee gave us a shout out earlier. FreeKeith. Make sure you give Corey Lee some love. Kanal Ben Loy. Yeah. I don't know if he's a trolling, but salute to that brother, because I'm having a hard. I got the Canal bond, but I think it's something that my mind is just not artsy fartsy. I'm very accountant, very 1 + 1 = 2. Don't be telling me 1.3. Don't give me. We gonna fight if it's anything else. But it's mad love. It's mad love. Kevin Middleton, a day one. It's mad love. Brooklyn Buddha. And Keyshawn, Greenie from LI. It's just so many people. Keith Turner, that was a new name. Oh, Jersey Shore 74. Got to show the, oh my goodness, the subscription members some love. Got to show the subscription members some love.
Special love.
Worldwide L, the homie. Deron Wayne, subscription holders. Something happened to my subscription. I think my credit card. Freeze, I got to see what's up with my subscription. I think my credit card changed. Wacko and Brooklyn. Hawkeye. They coming out, man. They out here by Bodega Wi-Fi. Day one. That's it. Shout out to the Blorange Tears Network. Shout out to Uncle Freezy. Man, listen. I think I got everybody. J Tap, salute. Man, listen, Nick Gay, my guy. I'll be over there with the Legion of Knicks, my homie G-Mo, all my people. I'll be over there with you soon, Nick G. Man, it's just so many cool people in this Knicks sphere. And imagine when we start winning, FreeKeith. Imagine when we start winning.
I've been telling people that.
Imagine how sweet it is when we're going to start winning. I think we're headed in the right direction. We're going to have some barriers to overcome. We're going to have some stressful nights.
Yeah.
I think Tibbs is going to work my nerves next year, because a lot of the patience I've been giving him, I'm going to lose it next year.
You were giving him patience? Come on, stop it.
I really was, because listen, what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do?
That was my thing. That's what I said.
Nah, you said you said Kemba was going. I told you Kemba was going to work.
I said Kemba was a cheap trial. I'm not mad at what they spent on trying to keep the tires on Kemba. I'm not mad. I'm still not.
But management did a cheap.
Get rid of it. I'm not mad.
Management went with a cheap trial, right? And you could, in hindsight, you could look and say, you know what? We need to kick the can. We need to kick the can down the road a sec, because next year we getting Brunson. We need to save all this money but I ain't gonna go there. I won't do the conspiracy.
You know what? I'm not gonna go there because I don't know that definitively. That might be what I feel. Because of the relationship they have with Brunson. Of course, they probably knew like there was a setup in terms of the plans, but like I don't know that definitively, so I'm not gonna say that.
The bottom line is Danny Landis is in the building. That's the bottom line.
D-Land was
and
good.
Donald Cannon. But here's the bottom line is this, is that now Tibbs has a point guard. Because last year, once I knew Kimba wasn't going to work out, I'm like, they didn't give any Tibbs anything to work with. What was he? So now he has all the tools he needs. He should be developing these players as well. They've been with him now. They're going to be 3 years for Quickly, for Obi, for RJ, for Randall, for Mitchell. You know, other guys have 2 years. You know, I just think it's time. So that's all I got, Keith. I really do. That's all I got tonight. This show was so hard hitting. I'm a little burnt out. I don't know how they do it. This show was major hard hitting, and like I do, I'm gonna step aside and say GI is out. To Freezy, thank you for this opportunity. For Keith, thank you for this opportunity. I'm gonna pass the mic to the controller.
Yo,
for y'all, I say good night.
Y'all heard my man. Y'all heard my man. GI. You know what I'm saying? We get adversarial on here every now and again, but like I feel like we on the same wave now. I pulled cats onto the wave. I'm trying to pull y'all on too. Please fuck with me, yo. Fuck with me. Yo.
Whoa.
Is that?
Whoa.
I thought this was nighttime grown-up hour. My fault.
Super chat. Let me tell you what YouTube don't do. Super chats and the F word, they don't go together. Those two things don't rest in the same space.
I ain't giving no super chat though, but I dig it. All right, my fault.
No. He's that means monetization. Let me say this: monetization and the F word. YouTube don't allow those to rest.
I hate you, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube mom. God. All right, I'm gonna try to use the rest of my rant without expletives. Look, this ain't even a rant so much as me pleading with y'all, yo. I encourage every fan to take a step back. Take a step back, a woo-saw, and a breath. And look at the playing field in front of us, the Knicks playing field. Ask yourself this. Is this team a better team than it was 3 seasons ago? If the answer you feel is no, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you for real. But if the answer you feel, even inside of your hate, and it's just you talking to you, so you can't lie to yourself. If the answer you know is yes, you'll see the light for what it is. This is actually progress. It's actually progress, and progress isn't linear. Progress has a year like last year. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it grace. You got to give progress grace. You got to give progress grace because it's not a straight line. It got dips. It's going to go down and under. It's going to go around. But as long as the general trajectory is up, we good. We are not, hand in the sky. God don't make me a liar. We ain't seeing a 17-win season again for a while. Y'all was Knicks fans then too, right? Y'all forget them times? Y'all forget that 15-win season? Y'all forget that 21-win season? Y'all forget that? Did y'all forget that? Because I wouldn't. I don't forget.
Yo, salute to King Poppy NYK. He shows so much love, yo. Salute to that king. What up, Pi? What up, Pi?
Donald with the super chat. All the way 6-letter. There we go. You know what it is. Monetize. All the way. You know what it is.
He paid for you. He paid for your discretion.
I appreciate you. Soldier. Donald got my bail money.
Donald Cannon. Appreciate you, Donald Cannon.
Thank you for having us tonight, Freezy.
Before Freezy run me out, I love y'all. And
you ain't got to go, but you got to get up out of here.
We love the Knicks. And I
You
know
don't love me. You love Frank. You ain't love me, man. You love Frank. You don't love me, bro. You love Frank Ntilikina, bro. Stop it, man.
Yo, I'm not fooling with you right now.
Come on, bro. You come on, bro. I saw that brand you got on your arm. You got number 11 branded on your arm.
Nothing but 11 on
Yeah.
this arm. On this arm, that's
Oh, I'm sorry. That means something. Oh, that's something different. Okay,
nothing but 11.
Okay, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
You know what that is?
That means you're a man. That means you're a man.
You know what that is?
Fred.
Some Frank brand. And that's another thing.
Shout out to the frats everywhere.
Shout out to the Panhell, to the grade 8+1.
Okay. All right. Yeah, shout out to all the frats everywhere. And you know I'm speaking specifically to the oldest and grandest and most orderly frat.
Say it. There we go. I appreciate you. Salute, brother. Salute. Let's go.
No, you missed it. No, FreeKeith.
You like smart picks?
No, FreeKeith. You just got pimped.
Smart picks originate.
You just got pimped. You just got pimped so bad.
Shout out to the oldest.
You walked right out.
I'm not even.
He wasn't even talking about A5. He was talking about the Masons, bro. And you walked right into it.
I would never shout out Masons, bro.
Masons ain't a collegiate fraternity, man. I'm not messing with y'all. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, all right. But you do love Frank, though.
I love Frank. I love that he's gone.
Come on, bro. You love. Hey, man. So after this, I'm gonna respond to Stephen A. Smith calling Leon Rose soft. So I'm gonna do it right after this.
Any Knicks fan still taking Stephen A. seriously is lost.
Right? Yeah, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Right after this,
if we want to pull right back up.
Yeah. Just a programming. Yeah, just a programming note. I'm just gonna react to Stephen A. Smith calling Leon Rose soft. Right. So I scheduled that. I think I scheduled it for 9:15 because I thought you guys were gonna rock a little later. Give it some runway. So I'll probably do that joint a little bit sooner. And so chat and Blorange Tears fam, this is one of my bi-weekly audio podcasts that you can find on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, on Pandora, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. It's fire over there. Thank you for everybody that's supporting. I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe how many people support over. People legit download the app. They speak into the Alexa speaker and say, Alexa, find Blorange Tears Uncle Freezy. And she gave them an option. Alexa, spit it back. Like, okay, Uncle Freezy reacts to Stephen A. Smith calling Leon Rose soft. And then it'll play through their speaker. That's amazing, bro. Technology. So we got that coming up next.
And she even knows who Uncle Freezy is.
We need to get those likes up though. Hit me with a like though before you leave. But yeah, Freezy.
Yeah, hit that like button on the way out the door, y'all.
You on to something here, brother. You on to something here. And the people are recognizing.
I would like to say we are onto something, but you know how it is, bro. It's you got to get the right talent. You got to get a collection of talented people that understand that growing something takes a concentration and an acknowledgement that some things are bigger than the individual talented personnel. And when they do that, when they put the thing first in the support system, like how the Grateful Dead logo. You ever saw the Grateful Dead logo with all of them in a circle holding hands? That's kind of what we doing. So yeah, man, great show, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here so that I can start working on that, and I'll holler at y'all later. And peace, y'all.
Stay positive.